Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, let's look into the transits happening in the month of April 2025 and how it's going to impact your well being, your happiness, and overall theme of your life. So, what initiated in the month of March continues in April, and that is the stellium of planets in Pisces. This month we have Saturn, Rahu, Mercury, Venus all in the sign of Pisces, and let's see how it's going to impact you as per your ascendant and the moon sign. You can listen to both. They have a significant meaning. You can literally listen to both. Yes, it's a miracle. Okay, so apart from the stellium in Pisces, there's one more thing, which is Mars going into Cancer. Now, out of 9, you have 5 planets in the sign of Cancer in Pisces, which is the water signs. So, the April is about the sensitivity, your emotions. Whatever happens, whatever you experience, it hits your emotion very deeply. It hits your mind very deeply. So, taking care of yourself and what you think and how you act, that is the first thing to take care about. The very theme of these planets in Pisces, we have Mercury, we have Venus creating a Nijbhang, and then we have Saturn, Rahu. There's a lesson of faith. Whatever you do, don't do it out of confusion, self-doubt, nervousness, or anxiety. Whatever you do, have firm faith in whatever you are doing. If you show doubt, the outcome will be so challenging for you. And Saturn's test, Rahu's test is the time, how you use your time. Are you wasting your time in those overwhelming feelings and fear or illusion, or you're using your time wisely? Time is currency. That is the very principle of Saturn, how you use and manage your time. So the very theme of April is whatever you do, your dreams, your purpose, your goal, whatever it is, do it with faith. Do it with a very beautiful, clear intention. All right. And one thing which is very optimistic is Sun going into Aries. It will bring hope, it will bring power, it will bring more clarity in life for everyone. Hey everyone, let's talk about Aries. So this month, your 5th house ruler, Sun, will transit from the 1st house. It will be in the state of exaltation. And this is happening on 14th of April. So from 14th of April onwards, things will get better. You will regain your confidence. You will feel a lot more powerful and positive about your journey, about your work and all aspects of life. And despite there's a lot happening in the 12th house for you. There is Saturn and Venus and Mercury, Rahu. Still there is doubt. Still there is a question, how my things will go and what will be the result of the work I'm doing right now. There's a lot which you are doing and there's not enough clarity. But you don't have to be afraid about it. You don't have to be in any kind of tension about it, because Sun brings some kind of success for you. Sun brings this hope and revival that everything will be good in your journey, whatever it is, your career, your plans regarding your future, anything significant. It is still happening. It's still like under process. The 12th house shows something big under process, and there is doubt, there is uncertainty, but it will happen. There's some improvement the Sun is bringing in your life, and Sun brings a lot of happiness. Sun is making you feel very proud and comfortable and great about your journey, about your achievements. So Sun is going to make you happy, definitely. The only challenge I see is, since the Sun and Saturn are in a 212 alignment, it shows opposition or challenge with authority, or maybe someone elder. Truly, this person is not liking your freedom, your success, like you're going out of control from someone's dominating impact. So that's a great achievement again. But yes, you have to be very focused towards self. Sun is the center of everything. So focus on self is what is happening for Aries, and Mars going into the fourth house in Cancer. So fourth house is very significant with respect to the emotional connections we make, how secure connections we make in this life. So this shows there is jealousy, there is resentment, which you may carry. It's a very, harsh feeling you may carry at this time, because someone is not right for you, someone is not always being supportive towards you. So the mind is carrying that energy, and when you do things with that energy, you tend to spoil everything. So competition is great. You should always have healthy competition. Mars shows that choose your battle wisely at this time. You don't have to fight with everyone. You don't have to waste your emotional energy, because already a lot is draining with the 12th house placements. The mental energy is all scattered. And then the Mars shows, if you are around people very close to you who trigger you every time, you will lose more energy, that constructive energy. But to great extent, the Sun improves your overall positivity and the constructive and productive nature of yours. So new initiations in work, new initiation with respect to your personality growth is happening. And overall, the 12th house transits are showing that just see and observe things. You don't have to rush to make any decision. If possible, just see how things will grow, how you will see a result in the future. But I think it's more about emotionally overwhelming energy. And with that kind of state, you cannot take major decisions. For Taurus, Sun will transit from your 12th house in Aries. It is the fourth lord going into the 12th house, getting exalted. So this is a time when you are looking back at your accomplishments. You're looking at your success. What have you gained in life? The moments where you have celebrated your journey beautifully, and taking inspiration from those memories. It's time to look back. Yes, sometimes look back to see how far you have come, how far you have traveled, and the success you have attained in life. Because Sun in the 12th house, though exalted, it loses its charm, it loses its light. Like it's kind of everything getting dimmer. So you don't have to lose your confidence. And also Sun over here shows that maybe you will feel, okay, I have to work extra hard, I have to push myself more. But I think it's a time when the Sun shows that it's just you rely on yourself more now. Your hard work is brilliant, your skills might be brilliant, but you have to rely on yourself. That confidence is important. And also it could be the confidence you might be losing with respect to your connections, people with whom you have strong emotional connection. Realizing that some people are very self-centered around you, and you just drain yourself for them. So that realization is very significant. And in the 11th house, the stellium continues. Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Rahu, all in Pisces. Now this shows that there's some kind of stagnation. It's a temporary stagnation, like waiting for some kind of a result, a reward, achievement, something in which you have invested so much of time, energy, skills, maybe money, and you're waiting for that thing to grow, expand, and evolve. So that thing is almost in the very last stage of growth. This is the house of growth. Immense growth is happening. And the debilitation of Mercury makes you very nervous and doubtful of losing money, or it makes you very doubtful about your values, the amazing work you do, the values you have as a person. So that doubt is coming through Mercury, but it will give you long term reward. It will give you long term success. When this house gives you result in the near future, it's very amazing. I think you're waiting for some result, you're waiting for that growth, and it is definitely going to happen. And since in this axis of fifth and the 11th house, there is Ketu Rahu, and you will have a full moon in the fifth house in Virgo this month. So it is also about disconnection from everything, that thought process which makes you very unhappy, some kind of a very stuck thought process. It could be criticism, self-criticism, doubting yourself. And the moon may bring some kind of a reconnection with a person. It could be a co-born, it could be a friend, it could be a romantic connection, but not someone who is very good for you. Because you already have Mars in the third house of communication in Cancer. So it's a very difficult communication you may have with someone. And then the moon shows, meeting people who may make you feel a bit more difficult about yourself, like you are the difficult person. So I think with the sun going into the 12th house, it's time to isolate. It's time to focus on your spiritual path, focus on rejuvenating yourself. For Gemini, there's a stellium in the 10th house, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, Rahu. And this is something which will make you wonder a lot about the future career path, the steps you have to take to make it grow, to make your work reach to the world and the people. Because Mercury is the first lord for you. It is also ruling the 4th house. So it is under debilitation right now in Pisces. So it brings a thought process which is not so healthy. There's nervousness, there is doubt, and also, you're creating lots of stories in the mind which might not be healthy. So to remove that, to ignore that, not everything everything you're thinking about may become a reality. So concrete steps towards the career, concrete steps towards the commitment to whatever you want in life, whatever you desire to do in life. 10th house is the work. Without even thinking about the results, about the gains, about the growth or profit, I think the major focus of you right now should be your path. The every effort you're putting into it, everything you are doing right now, do it beautifully without any doubt. Lots of changes regarding the personality will also happen for you. Like, it may start from April, but it can be long term. Like, for next 2 years, you may be implementing so many things to make yourself more efficient in life. A lot of understanding of self is significant. The role you have in this world, how the world views you, understanding that, like balancing two worlds, who you are and what the world is about, how you align with the world. That kind of change happens for you. So major task towards career, towards how people see you through your work. And then there's a full moon in Virgo happening in the 4th house. Here moon is with Ketu. So this shows that there is some major change at your place. Like, it could be simple, decluttering everything, realigning your place, like changing and shifting things around you to make it more spacious, to make it more clean. Some kind of reorganization happens in the space around you, and that will really remove a lot of mental clutter as well. So disconnecting from something familiar, a change is happening within your home. And then we have Mars going into Cancer in the second house. Now, this shows again finances. The finances needs to be managed very carefully at this time. Saving finances for difficult times. Working on that. And Sun reaches to the 11th house. Sun exalts the third lord in the 11th house. This is going to help you shine at the work front. This is going to help you shine in the community as well. Though secretly people might be jealous of you, but you're going to shine anyway. And Sun helps you to grow your work, to enhance the wealth as well. But how to manage it? Mars brings the lesson of managing. 11th lord transiting from second house. How to take care of your expenditures. That's very important at this time. And also Mars in Cancer shows a certain tiff with the blood connections, the relative or family. But again, don't focus a lot on that because you already have a lot over your plate. That is the 10th house. Your work should be your prime focus. How you want to design your life, that should be your prime focus. For Cancer, Mars again reaching back to the first house in Cancer. And this is something which keeps you very busy this month. Busy with work, busy with managing your finances, busy with taking care of your health. So like literally it's more than physical energy, it's the mental energy which is drained at this time because you're focusing on many things at one moment. There's so much you are doing. And Mars also shows, the more you are busy, the more you are dealing with so many things, like multiple works are there for you, that multitasking is happening. So the ability to focus on one thing is not great. When you multitask, that emotional investment into something is not complete. So this may impact your relationships, your bond with very close people. They may think that you are very angry, or they may think you're very triggered, but it's just that the mental energy is drained, or there's too much of competition, too much of opposition, that you act like this wounded warrior. Okay. So yeah, protect your energy. That is what the theme is for the Mars in the first house. And you have a full moon in the third house in Virgo. It will be along with the Ketu this month. This is about, again, restriction by your own it's like your very own decision to restrict certain people in your life, to restrict a certain work. You don't want to do it, so you may postpone that work, you may delay that work, so that you can take care of your well-being and your health. There's some break you may take just to take care of yourself. And Mercury, which is your third lord, 12th lord, it's debilitated in the 9th house. There's so many planets in the 9th house right now: Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Rahu. So Mercury shows, don't take any action with impulse. There's some nervousness. Maybe with respect to career, you may see a new opportunity, or maybe you are traveling to different place. So there's some kind of nervousness associated to that project or travel, or to a new opportunity. You might doubt whether I should grab this opportunity or not. But what you have a lesson about is to just observe, see that opportunity, experience that opportunity, to have some kind of exposure rather than escaping that opportunity. 9th house is about faith. It's about opening up to something which is not very comfortable. But that experience helps you to grow and gain lots of knowledge and success. So I think the ninth house stellium with Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Rahu, this is all about meeting the world, meeting new opportunities, going beyond the comfort zone, and experience life, to experience something new. A lot of learning happens here. Maybe you're going for higher learning, maybe you were already into the process of higher learning, maybe you're meeting some significant people and they show you how things can get better in life. And sun is going to be exalted in the 10th house in Aries. Sun rules the second house, so your commitment towards the work is going to be more significant. You have a role to make everything organized, or maybe you have to be someone who is the leader, you have to lead everyone. So sun shows that you are in the limelight, people are looking at you, and whatever role you are doing right now in the work front, you will shine. And for some people, it is also about the commitment towards the family is being challenged because you have too much of work, you have too much of responsibilities on your shoulders. So overall for Cancer, the theme is learning and to just observe and understand the things around you. A lot of learning is going to happen. For Leo, your first house ruler, Sun, is going to be exalted in the ninth house. Now, this brings some wonderful opportunity for you. In the eighth house, there's already Venus, Mercury, Rahu, Saturn, all in Pisces, which I think creates a fear about the things which are not under your control, and still you are struggling to manage those affairs. It could be something regarding your finances, it could be even about in general what is your dream in this life, what you want to achieve, how far you are from something you always wanted. So many things which are actually not under your control. 8th house not in your control, 12th house not in your control. So there's so many planets in the 8th house, and then you have Mars reaching to the 12th house in Cancer. It's about a big surrender in this particular month. But the positive factor is the Sun, the first house ruler, and getting into Aries in the 9th house. This brings a ray of hope, this brings happiness, this brings guidance from someone, there is luck. So whatever you do, it gives you result at this time, quick result. It gives you success, it gives you a hope. And Sun also shows there's some good guidance coming from a significant figure in your life. It could be father, it could be a teacher, someone very supportive towards you, and this person will help you shine. Or simply a spiritual gift, some kind of upliftment from the divine itself. So Sun gives happiness, it gives you a relief this month, but the emotions still now, even now, they're a bit overwhelming with such planets in water signs. 12th house with this impact of debilitation. It comes with the debilitation impact. So it shows anger, holding on to something which is so harsh, and you further challenge yourself. A harsh memory, a harsh experience, or just the feeling of resentment is there. So that needs to be released with the 12th Lord in the second house. It's a full moon in the second house in Virgo. It's about letting go some kind of resentment or harsh feelings with respect to certain people who are family, or maybe the people you loved, you treated them as family. There's this need to let go, because if you don't let go that, you lose your purpose here. You lose the value you have for yourself. It tremendously impacts how you value yourself. And finances also. With Mars going into 12th house, it leads to expenditures with respect to the health. It's mainly the health, or it could be some kind of disruption with respect to if you have a loan and the challenges in repaying that debt. So some issue may happen. So you have to manage your wealth greatly at this time. And if you see, there is Jupiter, it continues its journey in the 10th house in Taurus. And for you, Jupiter is the 8th lord and the 5th house ruler. So Jupiter shows that whatever the idea you have, whatever the career path you're following, you must continue to invest in that. Even if you don't see a major change, I think the value you carry, the knowledge you have, continue with that. Be persistent with what you are doing. That consistency, that dedicated effort will give you great results at this time. For Virgo, you have a full moon in the first house this month. Moon rules over the 11th house. And then moon is with Ketu when it goes into this beautiful full moon. It is with Ketu in Virgo in the first house. So this is about overcoming the self-doubt. This is about overcoming any kind of criticism which you have for yourself, doubting yourself, limiting yourself, overcoming those issues. And this is also about removing yourself from those areas where you're not respected, the social connections, the friends, because moon rules over your connections with people. In general, 11th house means how you connect with the world, how you connect with people you work. So that is where you're removing yourself from certain circles, which is because you have Mars also there in Cancer in the 11th house. It's good for sudden growth in the finances. Like any kind of competition you have, you will win in that competition and it gives you success. But it also shows that the debilitation of Mars here shows the people around you, they trigger you, they challenge you, and they impact your potential as well, because you're constantly agitated emotionally. How will you focus on your work? How will you focus on your plans? So it's not about finances, it's more about the focus on your plans and focus on the growth. So this is how you will see the changes. And a lot happening in the 7th house for Virgo. There is Saturn and Mercury, Venus and Rahu. So when it comes to the dealing with people, again, people is the main theme. 11th house connections, 7th house is partnerships. So when it comes to business, when it comes to partnership, when it comes to marriage, public dealing, public life also, you're meeting certain people. They may say something, they may challenge you in such a way that it triggers a very old wound about yourself. It could be about the way you look, it could be about a certain failure in life. They trigger some wound in you, they make you nervous, because the first lord is debilitated in the 7th house, Mercury. But there's a divine blessing in your life, Venus being the 9th lord in the 7th house, exalted. You will overcome that challenge. Like now you will overcome that wound beautifully, and no one can challenge you with respect to that wound, that memory again and again. You outgrow that thought, that wound. There's growth, immense growth happening for you. And with respect to connections and marriage, because Saturn is the 5th lord in the 7th house, so Saturn brings the need to work on the commitment. It could be the commitment in marriage, it could be the commitment in your business partnerships and contracts. Two very different forces coming together. The way you want things, the way the other person wants things to happen, it's very contrasting, it's very different. And you have to be on the same page. So working on that, to be on the same page with people, that is a major task for you. And the sun, which is the 12th lord in your chart, it's in the 8th house, it's undergoing exaltation. So this is a time, though the 12th lord is exalted here, it is a time when focus on the good you have in life, because sun loses its strength in the 8th house. Like it is getting drained, and it shows that anything which is not comfortable about you, the people are using against you. always. So your secrets maybe. So don't overshare information about you, about your life. Focus on your spiritual path. Focus on taking care of yourself. More of introspection. The sun is shining deep within. Introspection, gaining more confidence through your spiritual work. So that is something which is going to happen. For Libra, there's a full moon happening in your 12th house this month in Virgo, and it's a full moon which connects with the Ketu in the very same sign. So, intuitively, you will have very strong thought process, intuitive downloads. There's a lot of guidance coming through your intuition, and maybe while you're sleeping, certain dreams they may guide you. So there's a lot of information which comes from the 12th house, and it will help you to guide you in this particular month, and certain answers or closure coming in your path for Libra. The entire axis, there's so much happening in the 6th and the 12th house axis. Your first house ruler is exalted right now in the 6th house, and with such a stellium in the 6th house, Saturn, Rahu, Mercury with Venus, they help you to face the biggest battles of your life. Venus is showing, hey, this is the area you have to work the most. This is the area you have to really put in your efforts. Just deal with it and face it, and you will see the success. Venus is bringing success. Venus is showing you that do things with love and passion. Whatever dream you have, do it now. It's time to be in that battlefield and accomplish great things in life. There's also something which is impacting your first house right now, that is Jupiter. Jupiter in Taurus in the 8th house. So many planets in the 6th and the 8th house. For the Libra people, maybe it's time to even work on your relationships. It's not that you have to please everyone. It's just that to see who aligns with you and who doesn't aligns with you. It could be your people versus the people who are coming through your partner's family. It could be the people at the work front, and how you have to also align with your partner. There's this two groups of people or two people in your life right now. You are trying to manage your life between these two groups of people or two families. 6th house it's a lot of work, and the stellium shows that still in this month there's too much to do right now. It's your work, it's your commitment towards people. It could be a commitment towards your well-being as well. So to be out there and doing your work with great confidence, this will give you victory to pursue your dream right now. And the 12th house shows intuitively you will get the insights how to do your work, what to do, what to limit, what to stop, and where to work. An emotional disconnection is also there between you and certain people. Emotionally withdrawing yourself to keep your peace protected. And then we have two planets in the Kendras, Sun in the 7th house in Aries in exaltation, and Mars in the 10th house debilitated. So this is about shining in the public life, succeeding in the public life. You will see that people are looking up to you. They're looking at your success, your achievements. But Mars shows that the struggle to prove your worth, to prove your efficiency, it still continues. There's friction at the work front. Maybe there's too much of work you're dealing with, and you don't have enough time to emotionally nourish yourself, take care of yourself. The work is impacting you so much. Still, there's a lot of hustle with respect to the work and the commitments you have, but you are shining. People can see the success. People can see how amazing you are as a person and also as a professional. For Scorpio, your first house ruler, Mars, is again going back to the ninth house in Cancer. This is a time when there's some improvement which is going to happen for you physically and emotionally. How? The first house ruler undergoing debilitation, it's happening in the ninth house. So sometimes what happens is we meet people, we meet certain situations, they trigger us, they irritate us, they challenge us so much. But when we work towards that aspect of life, when we face that challenge, when we try to break down that situation and we analyze and we work on it, it just improves your life. It brings everything back into order. So this is what the Mars is doing. It challenges you with something. It could be a teacher, or it could be a significant figure in your life, or maybe some opportunity. It challenges you, it irritates you, it hurts some kind of a vulnerable aspect of your personality. But when you work on that and when you try to balance that, you see success, you overcome a big challenge at this time. This is what is happening for you. There's travel which may be very draining in nature. Physically it's draining for you. Now, the sun, which is the 10th Lord, going to the 6th house, you will overcome some kind of a challenge in life in the month of April, overcoming a major obstacle at work, overcoming competition or some kind of rivalry. Sun gives you success. Sun shows that the effort you're putting into something, you will shine, you will succeed in a brilliant manner. And it's not just success, it leaves an impression that it's difficult to challenge you. It's a difficult thing. People cannot take you for granted. So that kind of impression you're leaving for the people. There's a lot happening in the fifth house. Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Rahu, all in Pisces. This is the house of emotional intelligence. This is the house of the Purva Punya. So having these planets in the fifth house, it shows a repeating pattern in the emotional investment you do in people. It could be love, it could be a friendship, it could be any significant connection. With this person, you have a very strong bond. But the Mercury shows constant agitation with this person. Venus shows the expectations. 12th Lord, 7th Lord, exalted in the 5th house. Expectations from this person. Promises with this person. Thinking about the beautiful moments you had with this person. But Mercury shows there's so much of uncertainty. There is doubt. Saturn Rahu shows the ability to transform this into something long term. You are doubtful about that. You can't think long term with respect to this connection. Or maybe it's a work opportunity. It's maybe your very own work, your very own business. Because here Venus is involved, 7th Lord. And now you're trying to make it long term, but you have doubt on your potential. Maybe you have doubt on your luck, that I can do things very good, but what about the luck? Will the luck favor me? That is the question in your mind. And these transits are just showing you focus on your work, focus on what you are creating, focus on your intuition as well. Don't get nervous, but focus on the wisdom you have. This is the house of Sun. You have great wisdom deep within. Follow that. That's why the Sun in the 6th house, it's in exaltation. Your wisdom guides you to overcome all the obstacles. And then we have a full moon in the 11th house. The full moon joins Ketu in Virgo this month. It shows certain rewards coming into your life. You might have faced stagnation in, waiting for that kind of reward, and suddenly it will come to you. If you're facing stagnation this month with respect to gain or profit, there is some waiting time, but it will come to you. The full moon assures that. For Sagittarius, Mars in your 8th house is going into Cancer again, and this is a transit which shows don't take any action out of anger or impulse. There's a lot of overthinking happening for you. Maybe it's not been revealed to the world. It's like a volcano which is about to, explode and about to, shake the world around you. So the anger should be used constructively, using all that energy to do something amazing in life. I know it sounds very cliche, it sounds like, okay, how to do that, but this is the time to invest your power into something which is constructive, or you can rest. But I think resting may not bring you that relief. So Mars shows using your talents, using your energy, your anger, everything into doing something wonderful. And that is, I feel, it's connected to your work, it's connected to the career path. Maybe if it's not about career, it's in general how you reflect your energy to the world, doing something good, improving your overall personality, improving everything around you, organizing everything around you. So because it's all interconnected, the 8th and the 10th house, because you have Mars in Cancer in the 8th house, and there's a full moon in the 10th house in Virgo this month, and the moon will be with Ketu. So there's a major release of all those heavy emotions with respect to the 10th house, doing something significant with respect to your profession, or it could be making some changes in your life, how you take actions towards everything. There's some shift in how you act, how you make things happen. Like some commitments are gone in this particular month. You're taking a break from certain things because moon connecting with Ketu, a full moon in Virgo. This is also about the mindset is going to change. Now you're disconnecting from certain things and you may realign your focus. So there's some big shift with the 8th and the 10th house. It could be some mental tension at the work front as well. And I think your thinking is more bigger than the problem. So overthinking should be stopped at this time. It will bring more damage. And disconnection, maybe even with certain people around you. And the 4th house, well, there's a stellium here in Pisces, Saturn, Mercury, Rahu, Venus. 4th house is what? It's your peace. It's your secure place. So you're trying to secure something at this time. It could be your finances, it could be your house, it could be moving into a new place, trying to secure something, protect something, to organize something, or to reconstruct something. So on the emotional note, it is about trying to protect your peace at this time, because Mercury is your 10th lord. So it's on debilitation, and Mercury also rules the 7th house. So protecting your peace by disconnecting from these houses, or taking a break from these houses. Maybe you're focused too much towards your home, towards family, that something about the public life, the clients maybe, and the work front, it is bothering you. There's a doubt. You feel that these aspects of my life, I cannot have a proper control over these areas. So instead of getting bothered, I think you should work wherever you are, like it's your house, it's your family. Work on that. There's some uncertainty which impacts your mental peace, but I think the Venus, which is exalted here, the 11th lord, it shows that the success is promised. Venus is about justice and balance as well, so everything will fall into the place. Everything will be balanced beautifully. The Saturn and the Venus, they're together in the 4th house. Financially, you will do well. The current investment, it could be property, it could be the current business, it could be whatever you're working on, it will give you the success. But I think the priority right now is your mental peace and your home and your family. That is where you are working the most. And Sun reaches to the state of exaltation in the fifth house. It's the ninth lord. So it brings some kind of a luck. It brings some kind of happiness for you, the joy for you at this time. For Capricorn, Mars reaching to the seventh house in Cancer. This is about you being the angry bird. Because you have two planets in the Kendras this month, Sun in Aries in the fourth house, Mars in Cancer. So I think your approach is aggressive at this time to everything you do, whether it's your work, whether it's your business, whether it's the public dealing, whether it's the family life. You are this king, you are this warrior, like a combination of both. Very straightforward and like keeping your emotional aspect aside and doing things rationally, practically, more focused towards your career, maybe more focused towards discipline in life, more focused towards to reshape your personality. So the entire focus is on creating some foundation in life right now. You're doing it wonderfully. You will do it brilliantly. But see the impact of Cancer. Sun in the fourth house, though exalted, but it's in the house of Moon. And then you have Mars in the seventh house in Cancer. That double impact of Moon. The emotional burden you may have, though you may withdraw yourself from certain conversations, but the emotions you have in your mind, they are difficult. And that is why there's some magic, there's some healing happening for you. The full moon in the ninth house in Virgo, and the moon will be with Ketu here. So it is about a beautiful release. That emotional burden, that emotional block, that challenge, that harshness you might have experienced, how sometimes you may even feel like a victim, that goes away, that reduces to great extent. Some kind of a very divine and spiritual experience happens for you in this month, and it strengthens you, it strengthens your willpower. There's so much happening in the third house in Pisces. There is Saturn, there is Mercury and Venus and Rahu. So if you see, this is the house of growth, the financial abundance. You may see some blocks in that growth you want. It's not happening suddenly. It's not happening maybe the way you want. But something is assured that whatever hard work you are doing now, whatever hard work you have done in the recent past, it will just give you great abundance with respect to money, but not just money or finance, but it is more about how the world sees you as a person, as a professional, as a someone who is carrying some kind of expertise. First Lord going into the third house, that too Saturn, it will disconnect you from a lot of people. Like wondering about how to connect with people, like I should be more strong here, I should keep my empathy on some other side, like I cannot use that, otherwise I will be fooled everywhere. So learning a very sharp method of connecting with others, not losing yourself in the overwhelming emotions of other people. Not everyone's battle is as such that you can help them. So third house is about great improvement in your versatility, your intelligence, and your effort making. Your communication is going to be cut short, and more focus on self-awareness is going to happen. So third house stellium shows, because here Mercury debilitates, most importantly, which is the sixth lord and the ninth lord. So maybe your thought process is also creating obstacles for you. So the more negative you think, the more negative is surrounding you at this time. So improve on that aspect. And yes, Mars in the seventh house for you in Cancer, it's creating some friction with the world. Even if you're not saying anything, it's like you're attracting people and they say something which triggers you. And yes, it's a way of Mars to make you a very bold person. For Aquarius, you have Sun in the third house. It is the seventh lord in the third house. Sun shows some kind of ego issues with a loved one. It could be even a business partner, a certain client, maybe. There's power struggle, there is ego issue between you and someone very significant. But on a good note, the sun shows that shining in your career path. It's like your efforts are giving you results. There is good success for you. You're shining in the eyes of public. Your work will flourish definitely. The every effort you take, it makes you shine. It makes you more successful. Great growth with respect to the public life. And on a personal note, since the first house ruler and the co-ruler are together in the second house, Saturn Rahu with Venus, which is exalted, Mercury, which is debilitated, it shows certain challenges. And these challenges, these personal struggles are more about, the inability to convey yourself, the inability to convey your feelings, your thought process. Someone significant impacting you in such a way that you want to be silent instead of taking actions towards your life, instead of explaining yourself, like someone who is tired of explaining the decisions they took or what they want from life. So it's the family pressure or the traditional pressure which is blocking you to choose your happiness, I feel, with the Mercury's debilitation. The blessing of Venus, ninth lord, it shows that whatever the challenge is right now, you will overcome that challenge beautifully. Whether it's wealth, whether maybe you have to prove your worth, you have to prove how good you are, not to others, to very own self. You're going to overcome some challenge and it will keep them shut anyway. Any point of yours journey is being challenged and questioned, you'll overcome that challenge and it will just make others' mouth shut. Venus brings that blessing of wealth. It brings the blessing of fulfillment and happiness for you. But certainly, for Aquarius, the first house ruler reaching to the second house, it is itself something about family values, family traditions, and responsibilities and commitment, which is a bit overwhelming for you at this time. And you have a full moon in the 8th house. And this full moon is with the Ketu in Virgo. So this is about you being in this hermit kind of energy, protecting your peace, protecting yourself. If there's any disagreement, you may block yourself because you don't want to waste your emotions into it. You don't want to waste your energy with respect to dealing that issue. So some kind of a break I see you may take from people, from work as well. The 10th house ruler is Mars, which is going into your 6th house in Cancer. So Mars also debilitates. It shows some chaos at the work front, more of doing a lot of work, and it impacts your well-being. There's competition which keeps you challenged, and sometimes it's not about the hard work you do, it's about the workplace environment which drains you, irritates you. So it's something about too much of competition, rivalry, even jealousy in your very own personal connections, which is bothering you at this time. But you will shine. The sun shows you will shine. And Saturn shows that you will stick to your values, what you think is important for you. You will continue with that and you will see success. For Pisces, there's a lot happening in the first house. There is Saturn, there is Mercury, Venus and Rahu. And the Venus is showing some kind of awakening. Venus represents the heart, it represents any wound of heart. It's going to heal, it's going to get better at this time, like directly facing something which makes you vulnerable. Venus is the eighth lord, so something heals definitely. It takes tremendous effort, patience to work on that emotional wound, but you're working on that. And also, if you see that the Mars is going into Cancer in the fifth house, so the fifth house is about happiness, celebration. So something in your life right now, it stops you from celebrating your life, celebrating your gifts. It could be some kind of indecisiveness, it could be some kind of work pressure. It keeps you away from that sense of comfort. Something is there because Mars rules the second house of family. So it could be family commitment, finances, which keeps you out of the comfort zone, or it could be some kind of connections or work front, which is keeping you in this sense of discomfort. But it also shows some kind of aggressiveness to achieve something, to reach to a deadline, to achieve a certain goal. So you're very passionate and very driven towards that. But when you do your work, when you follow that path, don't hurt yourself. That is the lesson of Mars, hurting yourself emotionally when you're reaching out for a certain goal. It shows unhappiness or fight or challenges in romantic connections as well, or a certain friendship as well, because Mars aspects the 11th house of connections, social contacts. And there's a full moon happening in the 7th house here. This moon is with Ketu in Virgo. This is very significant with respect to your contracts with people, the public life, learning to draw your boundaries with people. Not everyone is worth it to open up about your life, about your experiences. Not everyone is there to receive what you have to give, maybe. So being more focused on self, that is the very energy. Focusing on your very own healing is significant. And same goes for the career path, because Saturn Rahu meets in the first house. It is about a time when you will see the shift. Even if you don't want to, there's some shift waiting for you, and that changes your personality, that changes the outlook towards life. There's a transformation which Venus is bringing as well, and you're very afraid and doubtful in this transition period because Mercury, which is the planet of thought, is irritating, creating nervousness, creating illusion with the Rahu, lots of doubts deep within. That needs to go. Sun going into the second house, Sun in your chart rules the 6th house. So 6th house is about the debts, and it's in the second house. So some kind of a debt you owe towards someone financially, you may work on that to repay it. It could be the debt you carry with your soul connections, that is your family, working towards your family, helping someone, taking care of someone, being someone who is taking a lot of responsibilities towards family. But you will do it wonderfully, whatever work you are doing for your loved ones. You will shine definitely.